And we're live. Greetings, friends. Happy Monday. J Lash, always with the first comment in the chat, always with the thumbs ups. Thank you, friend. I appreciate you. I always know I'm going to have a great stream if I see those thumbs ups. You're my lucky charm, J Lash. And Miko says, hello, Super Antonio. And Sadie. Sadie's over here. Miko. Hello, mods. Howdy, folks. Greetings, Miko. How are you, friend? For 6 viewers in the chat, welcome. Happy Monday. On Mondays, we Marston. And we are back in Epilogue 2. We are done with Red Dead 1. We are back in Red Dead 2. And I am very happy to be here. Christian says, howdy, Super Antonio. Don't make the same mistake where we can't hear you. You mean like this? No worries, Christian. How are you today? How's your Monday? David says, hello, youngsters. David, greetings, friend. I appreciate you. Happy Monday. How are you? And what's for dinner? And David says, there he is. Mr. Super Antonio, Mr. David. Welcome, friend. Glad you're here. And I have missed John, this John, and I'm so happy to be back in our game. I made a short out of this because what's Rachel doing? And I called the short a bad parking job by Marston, or perhaps Abigail. David says, Chris, Miko. And Christian says, David, how are you doing? I was working on The Witcher 3 before this stream and having a grand old time. I think we're very close to level 12. However, we lost our gauntlets. We had these great gauntlets, and I don't know what happened. Suddenly they were gone, and we had bare hands. And they're not in our inventory. I don't remember dropping them. I don't know. They're super cool. They look like, medieval, armored gauntlets. So we're downgraded to gloves again, which is very disappointing. David says, tired, my friend, playing with the dogs for 3 hours. Nicely done, David. What kind of play do you do with your dogs? Do you run them around, take them to the park, play fetch, chase? Miko says, hey, David, J-Lash, and Christian. David says, JL. Does J-Lash talk? I don't know if he does, or if they do. They just leave thumbs ups.
This isn't your mama's porch.
As far as I know. And the barber won't serve us until we deal with that hostel. Also, we got a few spotted Appaloosa for the Saturday horse show. We got that in the with the free roam Arthur, the Bad Honor free roam Arthur. And we did it by farming a camp. Pretty much the same way that you use with Arthur's Bounty Hunter camp, you can do with the camps that spawn along the lake's edge. Around where Francis's cabin is. Just have to ride back and forth. You won't get anything serious. You'll get like a medium horse at best. The best you are going to hope you're going to get is an American Paint or an Appaloosa, but especially the few spotted Appaloosa. David says, ball, tug of war, agility with the ball, catching it in the air. Wow, that sounds great. Sadie likes tug of war. Christian says, hello, Miko. Glad you're here. And also, Super Antonio, what about you? What was your dinner and what did Sadie eat as well, my friend? Sadie had chicken fried rice with pasta, blueberries, broccoli, shredded carrots, egg, and peas. And then also her beef pellets. But she only gets like a tiny little scoop of that. I mostly feed her real food. And then what did I have? I had teriyaki chicken and stir-fried veggies. What did you have, Christian? David says, Odin is a full Belgian. He needs a lot of work time. And David says he had chicken salad. I'd eat chicken salad. And so would this one. Yeah, mostly, we play tug of war and chase, and I run her. But, I'll just she'll run along with me in the park. That's fun. She loves to run. And then the rest of the time, I just let her do what she wants, which is mainly investigating trees, saying hi to other dogs, and smelling everything she can and looking for things to eat. I was thinking, what a strange life she has with these live streams. And she'll sit here in the mornings when I'm working. So she likes being next to me. I was thinking we might upgrade to like a little couch, like a love seat, so she can sit closer. Either that or a bigger chair, perhaps a club chair. Not sure, but we might do that. David says, "Are you reducing the condor population today?" No, not today, but that's a good idea. We're going to turn all our guns gold in honor of Red Dead 1. And John has to remember he's not doing a bad honor playthrough. Christian says, didn't have anything, going to make myself an instant noodles because my mom went to the airport to wait for her mother to come back from El Salvador. Okay. Well, you do that, Christian. You need to keep your strength up. You are a growing lad. Got my green tea. I missed this game. I'm happy to be back. David says, Odin sleeps with a ball in his mouth. His breed is ball crazy. Yeah, Sadie has she has a giraffe that squeaks that she loves playing with. You've heard it. She's played with it on stream. And one time when I was brushing my teeth before we went to bed, she came in to the bathroom holding that giraffe in her mouth. And I was like, you can't take that to bed. You can't take that with us. I mean, into the bedroom. It's too noisy. And the look in her eyes was just, her eyes just welled with tears. She was so sad. And so, I said, okay, fine. And she understands okay. And so she ran into the bed and was very happily squeaking with it and finally settled down and just slept using it as a pillow. Hey, stay here, please. Okay? Stay here. Good girl. David says, Kodak is half Belgian, half Sable German Shepherd. Yeah, they're beautiful dogs, David. You can see David's dogs on his Instagram. Christian says, yeah, I do need to keep my strength up and start to take care of myself. Also, how was the solar eclipse for you, Super Antonio and friends? Wasn't a big deal. We didn't really see it. I didn't care. Jolly Rancher says, didn't catch what was for dinner, Super Antonio. You stay. You stay up here, okay? Please. Please say hi to Jolly. And David, look in the chat. Stay. Tit. Thank you. Jolly, I had teriyaki chicken and stir-fried veggies and rice. I have that a lot. You know, it's like one of my default meals. What did you have, Jolly Rancher? And also, greetings. Happy Monday. On Mondays, we Marston. Sadie is up, but she is not comfortable, and I think she wants to move. Yeah, there she goes. She's gone. We'll bring her back later if Serena shows up. Serena left a comment on yesterday's live stream. She was talking to Marco. So I'm glad those two are still in contact with each other. David says, Jolly? Yeah, there's a Japanese restaurant near our building that has to go. They have really good lunch specials, salmon teriyaki, chicken teriyaki, beef teriyaki, grilled shrimp. And so I usually get one of those. And they know me there, and I tip well, so I can bring in, so they let me bring in the dog. But they do not give treats to Sadie like the pizza place does. Jolly Rancher says, sounds delicious. And Jolly had sausage and potatoes with pepper sauce and adds, howdy y'all. Sausage and potatoes sounds delicious. I did think about mashed potatoes over the weekend, but I didn't get any. Hey, viewers in the chat, welcome friends. Happy Monday. On Mondays, we Marston in Red Dead Redemption 2. And off to the trappers we go. As always, John needs to raise some cash. And also, I don't remember what's in our inventory. I mean, it's been so long. David says, John just yells at people. Yeah. He's a little hostile. He's a little passive-aggressive. I blame Abigail. We'll get rid of all those prime beef joints because we are going to upgrade to Minty and Thyme Big Game. And as I recall, we're going to go on a gator hunt after this. It's really hard to get those Chinese guys to answer in Cantonese. We need Cantonese dialogue and French dialogue for the language video. And also, I want to do a Lamat revolver field test and review and reading the catalog. So that's what we're going to work on this week, I believe. Yeah, get rid of most of this junk. We don't need 4 gold jointed bracelets, but I like having them. David, did you ever get a PS5? Are you planning to? And Odog is here. Odog says, sup, Davy boy, and sup, Super Antonio. Greetings, Odog. Got your email. And Odog, you're right. Yes, we need to get to chapter 6 with the Bad Honor free roam. So it'll be a Bad Honor playthrough and free roam. You're right. And as much as I say I hate chapter 6, I don't really hate it. But we're not going to do the epilogue, but we will take the Bad Honor Arthur to his inevitable end. Christian says, Super Antonio, I start to worry about Serena. She now has a blocked nose and blocked ears, and she's getting worse. I really do hope she gets better, because we are all missing Serena. Yeah, I'm sure she'll get better, Christian. She's just feeling a little poorly. Miko says, hey, O-Dog, and Christian says, sup, O-Dog, how are you? And David says, not yet on the PS5. O-Dog says, sup, Christian, and O-Dog says, I hate it. Just say how you feel. Hate what, O-Dog? Let's go get some gators. Christian, O-Dog says, Christian, I hate to say it, but I think she suffers from conditions from long COVID. Yeah, I didn't want to mention that. But yeah, O-Dog, that's what I think too. David says, do chapter 6 with Bad Honor and do both endings. Okay. Yeah, I want to do it mainly to get footage of the Bad Honor Coyote, which we don't really have. Because I've only done Good Honor playthroughs. And we'll get like different Bad Honor dialogue. O-Dog says, chapter 6, we hate it. Yeah, but, I've said it before, pound for pound. Those technically are the best and most fun missions to do. They're the most challenging and they're the most interesting for me personally. Wasim Mohammed says, hey everyone, hope you all are doing well. You too, Wasim. Greetings. David says, say hey, Mo. Sadie has returned to her crate in front of the desk. Everything is going to be gold in honor of Red Dead 1. Benz is here and says, might as well make my presence known. Hi, y'all. Greetings, Benz. Happy Monday. And O-Dog says, what up, Wasim? A long time.
I can see you look after your firearm. And will you be needing any ammunition? We also offer an engraving service in case you are interested.
But the sights, however, I did not turn gold on any of them. Just for a practical reason, just so that they would be easy to see, even though, technically we don't really use the sights. Good old Bolty. And Hope Ryerson says, hey y'all, better late than never. Just in time, Hope. Hope has returned to the chat. Greetings, Hope. Happy Monday. On Mondays, we Marston. O-Dog says, hi, Hope. And Wasim says, hey, Hope.
I can see
And the semi-auto, which I prefer to the pump action.
we also offer an engraving.
They have a repeating shotgun. I don't think we have that yet. We should go get that. David says, hi, Hope. Yes, we have high hopes. High apple pie in the sky, Hope. If you are familiar with your Frank Sinatra songs. I like Sinatra. Sinatra, Roy Orbison,
Looks like you've been taking good care.
Johnny Cash. Christian says, hello, Hope. Glad you have joined us in today's live stream. David says, it's good to see you, Mo and Benz. Ben says, nice to tune in to relax after a long day of achievement hunting in Red Dead Rising. In Dead Rising. Hope everyone here is well. Hope you are well as well, Benz. Hope says, hello, happy Marston Mondays. Hope, what did you have for dinner? And Hope continues with an LOL and a thumbs up. Now we need a viewer named Faith and another one named Charity. I've never known anyone named Faith or Charity. I remember Faith from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's the only Faith I've ever known. But I've known 2 Hopes in real life. 3, three if we count this Hope. But I've known 2 Hopes. IRL. Hope says, then you must like the Traveling Wilburys, Tom Petty, Roy Orbison, Dylan, and someone who escapes me. Was that George Harrison? The Traveling Wilburys. Oh, I love Roy Orbison. Tom Petty, Roy Orbison, Jeff Lynne, George Harrison, and Bob Dylan. Yeah. Hope said had shrimp and rice with a side salad. That sounds delicious, Hope. And asks, how about you? I had a teriyaki chicken stir fry with rice and veggies. Was delicious. But to be honest, I was telling the chat earlier, I eat that perhaps once or twice a week. It's a lunch special at one of the restaurants I go to. And David says, not a fan of chapoodle. Oh, because Ben said, also I'll add that I stopped by Chipotle for dinner. That's like my 2nd time this month. Did you have one of those burrito bowls? I used to eat those. Odog says, scares me, David. So many cases. Their stock is ridiculously overvalued. There's something weird going on there that I don't understand. And David says, yup. Yeah, their stock is over $2,000 a share. I don't understand it. I think they're laundering money. Or, well, no, I don't know what they're doing, but it feels sketchy to me. 14 viewers in the chat. Welcome, friends. Happy Monday. On Mondays, we Marston. Ben says, I love the bowls. My go-to is steak on white rice with queso over it. Yeah, I do love... I don't love queso, personally. I don't like the consistency. I do love cheese. I just don't like the consistency. But I don't eat enough steak. I mean, I don't cook it. I'll get it. I like teriyaki steak and grilled, of course. And beef jerky. Christian asks an interesting question. Superantonio, what is a hobby you always do or an activity that you and Sadie do every day? I don't know, tug of war. We also play fetch and, ball. And we have a rainy day exercise that I call I chase you and you chase me, where we just kind of zigzag all over the apartment, and that gets her very excited. She's very happy to do that, and actually, it's really good cardio for me. It's kind of like chasing a chicken, if you recall Rocky One, when he needed to work on his footwork and his legs. Um, but as far as hobbies, I don't know. I don't know what kind of hobbies I have. I play video games. I like to work out. I kind of collect action figures, but now that I think about it, that was more of a COVID hobby. I haven't really found any this year, apart from Quiet from Metal Gear Solid. That's the last one I bought, and I didn't even buy that this year. I bought that. That was like a Christmas present to me. And Christian says, also, friends, don't forget to like the Super Antonio live stream. Greetings and thank you, Christian. Ben says, and the Chipotle in my area is the only place I can still get the Mr. Pibb soda. I live in Tennessee, and it's not popular at all here, as it is in Georgia and Florida, though. I don't believe I've ever had a Mr. Pibb soda. Now I want to try one. And Odog says, a lot of food-borne illness and E. coli. I'll pass. I'm thinking that is, like E. coli, that's like a sanitation problem. So I would assume that is more of a restaurant, like a geographic or a restaurant area. Actually, I heard something about their lettuce. Like their distributor of lettuce was like a problem, but I don't really know. Looking for big game. Ben says there's this Mr. Pibb and Mr. Pibb Extreme. They are both really good. I don't know those colas. I used to love Diet Coke, and I haven't really had a Diet Coke since the last one I had was during the holidays at the Cheesecake Factory. And Villarreal says, Mr. Pibb tastes a lot like Dr. Pepper. I've had Dr. Pepper, so I have a frame of reference. Villarreal, greetings, friend. Odog says, Mr. Pibb is good. Let's look up Mr. Pibb. You got it at Walmart. First introduced as Peppo to compete against Dr. Pepper, the name was changed to Mr. Pibb after Dr. Pepper sued the Coca-Cola Company for trademark infringement. The original test markets for Mr. Pibb in 1972 were located in Waco, Texas, the birthplace of Dr. Pepper, before the company moved to Dallas, Texas. And here's is Mr. Pibb a spicy soda? Pibb Extra, also known as Mr. Pibb, is a spicy, cherry-flavored soft drink. I used to like cherry cola. Odog says, first had it at 7 to 8 years old. Christian says, Super Antonio, what snacks do you like? Examples like chocolate or chips. And David says, just sweeter. Ben says, my mom and aunt love Diet Coke. I think it's all right. If I get a diet soda, it's maybe Sprite. Tastes basically like normal Sprite. And Hortus says, y'all. Greetings, Hort. What did you have for dinner? Christian, to answer your question, I like corn chips, Fritos, Doritos, nachos. Those are crunchy. I like snacks I can share with a dog. So no chocolate, even though I do try to have a little bit of chocolate in the house because chocolate activates the same endorphins as in the brain as love does. And so I just feel that it's important to have a little chocolate on hand so you can feel some kind of love. But, it's toxic to dogs, so I don't share it. I had a craving for chocolate-covered raisins, speaking of snacks, and I could only find dark chocolate ones, and I wanted milk chocolate. But I got vanilla yogurt-covered raisins, which are slightly healthier, and you can't feed raisins to a dog either. But it's like the exact same flavor profile to me. I mean, it's just sweet and sweet. So that and then, I like toast, and I don't know if that counts as a snack, but I'll use it as a snack. David says, Hort, and Hortus says, haven't eaten today. Suppose I should get on that. LOL. Hort, have you heard of I'm sure you have, but have you heard of the Carolina Reaper? That sounds like a ridiculously hot pepper from South Carolina, I suppose. That I'll never try, but I'm sure you're eating one right now, probably, like popcorn. And I like popcorn, but that's another corn-related treat. And I like peanut butter crackers. Horta says, I've had a couple cookies. What kind of cookies, Hort? And Ben says, I've only had Mr. Pibb on vacation trips, so when I saw it, I was really surprised. The only other place I saw it in my area was Waffle House, but that place is gross. You know who loves waffles? The four-legged roommate and the channel co-host, who is currently camera shy and sleeping on the job. Horta says, I just picked up some Carolina Reaper infused cheese today at the store a little while ago. Yeah, see, Hort? I thought of you when I heard about. They were Carolina Reaper smoked almonds, and I like the smoke and I like the almonds, but I'm not going to try that. Thought of you, Hort. And David says, I get the cheese, Hort. What do you make with it? Pizzas or grilled cheese sandwiches? Grilled cheese sadness, as I would call it. What do you do with a spicy cheese? Is it just like an added flavor profile for your ham sandwiches? Hort says, a couple of sugar cookies and a chocolate cookie. My mom used to love sugar cookies. I haven't had one, since in years. But she would have them, she would make them over Christmas. So that's probably the last time I had them, in like 2018 or 2018. But yeah, those are good. What kind of cookies do I like? Chocolate chip and peanut butter, snickerdoodle. I like soft cookies, though. I don't like crunchy cookies. Or, as I would call it, sadness cookies. Ben says, I once gave my stepdad a Carolina Reaper. He ate all of it and was drinking all the milk and alcohol in the fridge. It almost killed him. And Hortus says, I'm going to sprinkle it on some tacos. Okay. That makes sense, I guess. You should make a quesadilla out of it. I don't know why. I just think it would be funny. Ben says, I get Carolina and sriracha cheese curds. I love spicy stuff. Probably don't have a stomach lining anymore due to spice. Ben's, Hort, Ben's. You have many things to talk about. We have a spicy section of the chat. You two are my go-to correspondents for all things ridiculously spicy. Hope says, okay, I'm stealing sadness cookies. Well said. Horta says, soft-baked doughy cookies are the best. Yes, that was what I was looking for. Soft-baked or doughy. That's my favorite. when they're like crunchy and like crumbly, and some people love that, but I would prefer a soft baked cookie.
Old Faithful.
When my nephew was younger, when he was a kid, we might as well take care of these Lemoyne Raiders. We are not doing a bad honor playthrough.
You're okay.
He'd come over every Saturday and we'd play Legos and watch the Clone Wars. And I would bring, I started like having snacks for him. And I bought like, I think they're called Grandma's cookies from Amazon. They come in like individual packs. You get 2 in a pack. And but you can get like a box of them, a variety pack for like $14, and they're horrible cookies. They're just loaded with preservatives, but they're also delicious. And he used to love those, but they're horrible. Grandma's cookies. The grandma should be embarrassed. They're horrible, and they're also really good, but don't eat them. They're horrible. Hortus says, on the rare occasion I actually bake cookies, I pull them like 3 to 5 minutes early. Hort, I don't think I've ever baked cookies in my entire life. And one time, I came over, I visited a young lady, and she baked cookies for me, which I was very like charmed by. But they were sadness cookies, and I was like, "Oh, crunch, this isn't gonna work." Crunch, crunch. I thought as I crunched on her sadness chocolate chip cookies, and she just looked at me with hope in her eyes. No pun intended, hope. And she's like, "They're good. Are they good? Do you like them?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I love them. They're delicious. They're my favorite. No one has ever made me cookies before." Not true, but I always say that if someone bakes something for me. Yeah, I don't think I've ever baked cookies. I should bake cookies. I don't know the first thing about that. Ben says, I once did the hottest lollipop in the world challenge, the toe of Satan. I held it in my mouth for 5 minutes. My dad also got to 5 minutes. Terrible experience. Benz, did you win anything? And David says, doughy/cakey. Yes, I do love cake, David, and cake loves me. Horta says, I think I've only made cookies from scratch once. Ate half the dough ever before even putting it in the oven. And Odog says, Super Antonio, that's awful. What, the sadness cookies, or the baking part, or the lying? I told you, I'm horrible with the fairer sex. I am a bad boyfriend. I'm not proud of it. And Hortus says, Hodok says, if a girl bakes for you, you're in debt to them, LOL. Yeah, I know, Hort. I know, Odog. I know. And Hope says, Baba, haha. Oh, haha, says Hope. The B and the H are very close to each other. Ben says, the challenge is to get to 7 minutes holding in your mouth. My max was 5. Hort, I'm sure Hort could get to 10 minutes. Hort has completely blasted his taste buds. They should make like a ghost pepper ice cream, because I hear that dairy neutralizes the sadness. So, what would it be like to put ghost pepper in ice cream? Odak says, Smadaha, you keep on and Sadie is the only girl you'll get. Well, right now, Odag, Sadie is the only girl I want. Were you here, Odag, when I told the story about that girl we kind of met? That, was for the first time we actually met someone that turned my eye. I don't know if you were here for that story. Cruz says, hello, everyone. Hey, Super Antonio. Greetings, Cruz. Happy Monday. We're talking about peppers and cookies. Ben says, my sister's friend cooked a lot of food for us and baked. I guess I am in debt to her. And Hope says, yes, B and H are quite close. And Kristen says, hello, Cruz. You have made it, friend. Happy Monday. And Odog says, sup, Cruz. We're doing this for two reasons. One, it's just good content. 13 viewers in chat. Welcome. A little bit of action. John needs supplies and the cash. And we shot a gator on their side of the river. Odog says, caught part of it. And Cruz says, what was that story, Super Antonio, about the girl who caught your eye? We were on our Sunday morning walk. So it was very early. It was like 7:30, 8 in the morning. And this girl was walking towards us and looking at us. But, that happens all the time. We meet so many people on our walks. But I noticed her because she was cute and she had cute hair. She had this like 70s shag with fringe or bangs, and she looked really cute, very rock and roll, like a young Pat Benatar from the 70s. And she was walking towards us and smiling. So when she got close, I smiled and said good morning, and she just like under her breath, like very nervously, just kind of whispered good morning back. And that was fine. I was happy. And, Sadie's wagging her tail and smiling at her. And, we moved on. I assumed she was off to work because she wasn't wearing workout clothes. And there was a Starbucks, now that I think about it. I bet she worked at the Starbucks because, she was a hipster. And also, she kind of looked like every girl I've ever gone out with. I have dated a lot of hipsters in the past. So anyways, as she walked by, I turned around just to check her out, and she did the turnaround too, and then got embarrassed that we were that we were looking at each other. And so she ran away, and I walked away with like a spring in my step. And I told Sadie, Daddy still got it, Sadie girl. And Sadie was embarrassed because her dad was flirting with a random stranger. But I was thinking we should check out that Starbucks. But, again, I don't really care. I'm not in a hurry to meet the next future Mrs. Super Antonio. I'm very content. Just me and the dog and the channel. Where are we? Ben says, the repeating shotgun is so underrated. It was my go-to for a long time. Now it's the semi-auto. Yeah, we have the semi-auto here. No, actually, that is the, it's not the Lancaster. It's the one up from the Evans. Cruz says, multitasking, watching men's NCAA basketball final and this stream. Well done, Cruz. I like it when people multitask with this stream. Cruz says, I get nervous when that happens when I'm walking the dog. Yeah, I always say that, if you are lonely or introverted, get a dog because they force you to be social. You have to go outside and you meet other people who like dogs. Hortus says, I've been realizing lately I'm sort of into goth girls. Ha ha. Yeah, I like those gothy alternative rock and roll girls. I always have. And the yoga hippie vegan girls. My last girlfriend was a yoga instructor and vegan, which meant I was vegan. And I'm very happy not to be vegan anymore. Odak says, you're really awful, but I get it. Not ready to share. And Hortus says, casual goth, not hardcore ones. Yeah, you don't want the Satan worshippers that are, I don't think I can say that on channel, but, the ones that are like playing around with knives. Odak says, awful with ladies. And David says, Lily Munster, the OG goth girl. Well, I think nowadays it's Wednesday from the Netflix show, which I haven't watched. I still prefer Christina Ricci's Wednesday. Ben says, my type has always been brunette, ever since my younger days. Yeah, I've dated a lot of brunettes. Hortus says, vegan equals deal breaker. Technically, Hortus, the Carolina Reaper is vegan. Odak says, I like them all, so long as they're nice, small, good, not loud, and not much face painting. And Cruz says, occultist goths. Ugh, edgy. And Hope says, dogs can be good judges of character too. You're right, Hope. You are absolutely right. Though I don't think this one is. Come back. Come back. Say hi to Hope. I need you. Come back. Hey. Trying to lure her back with some potent canine bait. Hey, where are you? Come here. I think I woke her up. It doesn't usually take a... Hop, hop. Okay, this one, every stranger she meets, she thinks is a friend she hasn't met yet. She's hardly ever suspicious. Hortus says, not when you put on a stake or wear a stake around your neck, Hortus. Ben says, I saw a meme that said how vegans think we get milk from cows. It was a video of John punching a cow in this game. That's funny. But anyways, yeah, she likes everyone. When we were living at my parents' house, when we were remodeling it after they passed away, that's the only time that she has ever been an actual dog. And when a contractor came in, that he didn't knock on the door, he just came in, and she was all over him with like just a super loud guard dog bark, which is very out of character for her. So one, I was happy that she had instincts, protecting instincts, and two, I've never seen a grown man so afraid of a dog, especially this dog. Kristen says, Super Antonio, I think Sadie knows it's John Marston. That's why she does not want to see us, but still looks beautiful as always. Also, how big is Sadie compared to you? Is she up to your leg, arm? She is up to... She's only up to from standing, she is about up to my knee. She weighs 50 pounds. She's a medium dog, but all muscle. She's half pit bull. So she's kind of pit bull sized. But if she gets on two legs, she can get up to like my arm or my elbow. But I don't like her to get up on two legs. She'll do that if she's super excited. But that's a bad habit. Ben says, I used to have a blue heeler, beautiful dogs. My uncle has a very nice one named Tinkerbell. Tink for short. That's very charming, Ben's. I like that name. Tink. Kristen says, that sounds about right, up to the knee. Yeah, she'll like nudge the back of my knee. And and John meant to do that. It's a very gentle touch that I like. It always makes me smile. Just so that I know that she's behind me. Cruz says, I also have a small dog that I pick up whenever another dog comes close to avoid any potential altercations, or just go another way to avoid interaction altogether. Is that weird? No, I know a lot of people who do that, a lot of women who do that. Or I don't know, but, I see that often. It's like they'll pick up the dog and cross the street when they see me and Sadie, and I'll be like, yeah, that's right, cross the street. We are the alpha dog and walker right now on the sidewalk. Let's look for a panther. I mean, as long as we're here. Spoiler alert, we will not find one. We will not be successful. Ben says, my aunt has always owned Chihuahuas, so I've dealt with ankle biters for my entire life. Ron Swanson said that any dog under 25 pounds is basically a cat, and no man should own a cat. And I've always liked that. I've always liked that philosophy. But I do love cats. I love cats, but I love dogs more. Cruz says, have you ever done a stream where you stayed in the snowy areas of the map? Yeah, over Christmas we did. We did kind of like a holiday stream. But really the only themed streams, apart from Free Roam Fridays and Marston Mondays, that we kind of do are the horse show themes, where we like follow a specific horse for the whole stream. And Saturday's horse will be the few-spotted Appaloosa. And Hort says, had a dog in middle school named Jocko. He was a stray. A friend of the family found. They gave him to us when no one claimed him. And Cruz says, and just finished my decaf green tea. I'm having my full calf green tea right now, Benz. Or Cruz. And Ben says, one of the meanest chihuahuas I have ever met was one called Peanut, a ball of hellspawn. In my experience, big dogs are always the chill ones. Yeah, small dogs always have like a short man chip on their shoulder. All the small dogs that we've ever encountered are very confrontational. O-Dog says, I own a cat. It was saved out of an alley. She claimed me. Maybe we need a pet show. Yeah, we can do that, O-Dog. O-Dog, what is your cat's name? And tell me more. Like, is it a black cat? A black cat? A black cat named Janet? Or Jackie? Or, I'm blanking on her name. Who played Jackie Brown? Which is currently available for free on Tubi. Pam Grier. You have a black cat named Pam Grier, O-Dog. And Cruz says, and the horse show in 2 weeks, the Black Arabian. Yes, indeed, Cruz, for you. And O-Dog says, I'm actually a dog guy, a big dog. Well, it is in your name, O-Dog. Ben says, small dogs are ironically the most territorial. Well, they have a lot to cover, I guess. They have all that instinct crammed in that tiny brain and tiny body. Kristen says, superantonio, I made the noodles, but Valentine had to give it a good spice. And O-Dog says, Princess Leia, she's part Siamese. That's a good name for a cat, Princess Leia. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. And Hortus says, the dog in my avatar isn't actually mine. He's my former roommate's dog, name of Winston. And Ben says, my dad made the Red Dead 2 stew from the camp using meat, carrots, potatoes. It was very good. That sounds delicious. And Odog says, and I think part Burmese. Hope says, pet show, cool. My dog looks like Sadie, but with a black eye and ear. Oh, that sounds very charming. What's your dog's name, Hope? Okay, your pet show. Make a note of that, Morgan. All right, let's do a viewer pet show. It will be like a horse show, you know, where you just send me pictures to reddeadsuperantonio@gmail.com. And we'll try to get it out this month. I have to do an announcement, though. 15 viewers in the chat. Welcome, friends. We're going to do a pet show. A viewer pet show in Red Dead Redemption 2. Cruz says, I had a crush on Princess Leia growing up. Natalie Portman did a great job in that role. Also was a fan of Hayden Christensen because of Star Wars. And Odog says, Odog does it again. And Ben says, well, it's time to head out for me. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. You too, Benz. Appreciate you being here. You have a great week. And we shall return on Wednesday for Witcher Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, we Witcher. Cruz says, my 10th grade math teacher used to walk her cat with a leash, LOL. And Hope says, his name is Bobo. And Hortus says, take care, Pard. Yeah, Odog, we can do it. That sounds good. I mean, I've been focused way too, on the second channel and getting 3 shorts out a day just because it pumps up views. Odog says, Natalie Portman played Amidala, Leia's mother. And Cruz says, who played Princess Leia, Odog? Carrie Fisher. I always love that line when Luke when Luke rescues her and she goes, aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper? Christian says, how many more minutes we have, Super Antonio? About 5, I think. Miko says, and a tortoise named C-3PO. But Christian, you can check out anytime you want. You're not obligated to stay. None of you are. Appreciate you staying, though. That doesn't mean go away. Thanks for being here. We need the units of animal fat for explosive rounds. And Odog says, yep, rest in peace, Carrie.
You got this, girl.
Yeah, that was sad and a surprise.
Good girl.
But you know the way AI is going. If I were an actor, I'd be very afraid. I'm sure they can make like a decent looking digital Carrie Fisher or any actor now. Cruz says, the one I watched had Natalie Portman as Leia, LOL. I don't know. I don't think I've seen that one, Cruz. And Odog said, hard life. Yeah, hard Hollywood life. She lived hard. But she was sober for a long time. Christian says, don't say that. I always will stay until the end of the live stream, friend, but I do wish Serena was here. I miss seeing her pop up in the comments. She's very kind and warm-hearted. Yes, she is, Christian. And I'm happy when she's here. And And Odog says, Cruz, she played a queen and a senator, friend. She was never Leia. Yeah, Odog knows his Star Wars. Odog could be the Star Wars correspondent. Grabbing some mint. And what I love about setting up camp is it instantly transports you back to the mainland. Let's start taking care of this big game. You know, because of the time we live in, they have changed, you know, that bikini, Jabba's bikini set. She used to be called Slave Leia, and now I believe she's called Captive Leia. But, you know, I kind of do prefer Slave Leia. And she kills, she kills Jabba. I mean, she wraps the chain around his neck. Cruz says, oh yeah, you're right, because Luke had a sister, LOL. Look at that lovely purple sunset. Yeah, Odog, we'll get to chapter 6 in free, you know, it'll be like the Bad Honor free roam and playthrough. But not in this, you know, I don't know if we even did any missions for this Friday's free roam Fridays. Though we did get the oil wagon, that kind of counts. Odog says Leia is Luke's sister. Yep, Cruz. Yeah, technically they are twins. They don't look anything alike. Yeah, Christian, Serena shows when she's up for it, and you know I'm happy to see her when she's here in the chat, and I wish her the best when she's not. Odog says, makes it easier if you did it together, less vids in bad playthrough. Yeah, Odog, it's going to be more of a playthrough than a free roam. Because I'm curious about the content that we've missed from not doing Bad Honor. And I've never done a complete Bad Honor playthrough with Arthur. I've never done a Bad Honor playthrough. Hope says, did anyone see the eclipse today? You might have talked about it before I joined in. Yeah, Christian, I believe, asked for it. I didn't really, you know, I kind of forgot there was one until I got on Twitter/X and saw all the eclipse. So I saw it on Twitter, if that counts, but I didn't see it in life. Orak says, they're the same in the Force. One complements the other's talents in the Force. And Christian says, thanks for the stream, Super Antonio. Thank you for being here, Christian. Thank all of you for being here. Shout out to the mods, Odog and David. Appreciate you, friends. Cruz, Christian, Miko, Hope. Hope is still in the chat. I appreciate all of you. All of you have a great week. We shall return on Wednesdays for Witcher Wednesdays, and then, of course, Friday with the Bad Honor playthrough.